Good evening, and welcome to Nycos Nightly News. I'm your host, Jonathan Albin. I was going to go with a funky name, but I'm actually using my own voice too. And so we are going to be going directly to the news tonight. There's some major breaking stories. We're going to basically go over the top stories, and then we're going to embellish the rest of them to make sure that all of the information that is needed is broadcast out to our actors in the fields and the participants who are playing in all of our sessions. If you like what you see and want to be a part of it, feel free to join us at NycosRPG.com. You can also become a member of our community by joining us at patreon.com/Nycos and becoming a supporter. When you do so, you gain access to our Discord channel, and thereby you can actually become a participant in 2 of the 4 games that we're currently running. All right, so let's head right over to the news desk. Alrighty, welcome to the Game Master's Chart Room and the Nycos Nightly News Special Report. I'm going to be going over the details of that special report from earlier in the week. But before we get to that, our top stories. It appears that there has been a survivor. I repeat, there seems to have been a survivor of the ill-fated mission of the Arcan Eye. Now, witnesses state that they saw the vessel, the Arcan Eye, but they cannot be able to verify that, as no one was close enough to read the nameplate on the back of the vessel. Although, as I already mentioned, a survivor of that mission has returned to us and is currently the guest of the Bailani government in the southern area of Yalem along the east coast. The stories that she tells are harrowing. Further details, of course, will come out after we get a chance to interview her later this week. But at this point, just realize that she is indeed safe, and there has been a complete circuit, if you will. From here, she told wild tales of moving islands, terrible storms, a possible ziggurat sighting, and more. So watch for that interview later this week. In the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about the other activities that are going on. And, oh, hang on. This just in. It appears that another horrible tragedy has befallen us. This is a verification of the information we provided in our special report. It seems that Lady Catelyn de la Warre has met with disaster in her capital. It was apparently at her holiday festival, her pre-Christmas Day festivities, when it appears that she was, shall we say, put into an adverse condition and eliminated from the realm by use of a Morgul blade. More on the details on that as we get to that country's reports, but we just wanted to give you the information that the Queen is dead. Report again, the Queen is dead. But wait, this just in. Wow, news is coming fast and furious tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that the Queen of Cryopathia may indeed have had a body double. There are rumors that the Queen, the body of the deceased Queen has been verified to not be her, as there appears to be a document now being distributed along the Raven news system that suggests that the Queen has indeed signed the Conclave report. We will be going into further details on the Conclave report a little bit later, but as of now, it does seem that the Queen has indeed survived. The Queen has died. Long live the Queen. All right, so let's head over to our individual reports, and we are going to be talking now about the Heralds of the Change. This is the adventuring group that has been associated with Nycos for more than an iteration. This group established itself at the beginning of this iteration, having members included that go throughout the 8th iteration. Most interesting, most interesting. However, in this case, the group also has been associated with an alleged elf, an actual elf. I'm sorry, I am not making an insult here. As a matter of fact, his formal title is Stormcrow Luthanin, first of the elves. Or sorry, the last of the elves. I misread that. The last of the elves. And the Luthanin has apparently succeeded in his attempt at a coup. It appears to be an entire coup d'etat. No one has been injured, and indeed, it appears that the Empress Arwellin has actually allowed the Luthanin to assume command of the Nyxian forces. There are no talks yet concerning the Nyxian forces leaving the city. As a matter of fact, it seems like they are more likely to entrench. But he has indeed called for and has been answered by many nations. There will be more details about this coming forward when I get the additional report. But I want to go ahead and move quickly through the other organizations, and then we will come back and fill in the details as we are given the opportunity. Pardon me. Next, we will be reporting from the activities in the area of the Strangers in the Strange Land. It is apparent that they have successfully fled from the city of Potiphar. Let's go and take a look at where they indeed were. Oh, hang on. Very close here. Here we go. We've now centered in our map on Potiphar. This area of the Gilder nation is the easternmost city of the proclaimed area of the Middle Kingdoms, which apparently has fallen directly under the control of the Imperator. More information on this will be forthcoming as well, but to state the interesting things is that there is and has been indeed a first miracle of Nycos attributed to the goddess Miri, which happened on a very portentous day. This may indeed become the official day of the first holiday of Miri, despite the written documents, but it does appear that literally on the heels of an archaeological expedition that has achieved the very documents that claim to be the very works, the handwritten works of a deity. This was an amazing and most awe-inspiring day in the history of Nycos, in that this documentation validated not only the existence of the goddess and that she did indeed walk this world in the area, in the environs of Potiphar, but in her own handwriting apparently provides the edicts, the tenets, and the articles of faith of this newfound religion. The word of this is beginning to spread, and we do not yet know what the global ramifications of such a document shall occur. However, we have mentioned before, we seem to have also found a document of great import, and I'm going to see if we can actually find the document here so that we can share it with you. Our engineers are working fast and furious to try to get all of the information out to us as possible. Trying to read with my filthy glasses. Isn't that great? Yeah. Thank goodness this is on Twitch, and I can take the break here and I will find it while we're looking, and at the same time we can cut the blank space out when it goes to YouTube. So Here it is. Yes, we actually have gotten a hold of our audio, and this is a repeat broadcast. We did broadcast this yesterday's report. Our Monday night special report did include this, but this will be there for the cleaned up and more verified material, providing the information to you directly from the mouth of the first broadcaster. Well, let's see if this get a technician.
Hello, my name is Ralgrim, and I am the first Chromate of the Rainbow Vale. Last week, we were attacked. Not the we who call Cauldron home, nor the we who call Neomoria home, nor the we who call Moriah home, but those who call Nycos home were attacked. We have taken to calling these aggressors others. They are a desperate and savage enemy, capable of leveling capital cities in the span of seconds. They also believe, through right of ancient and unsubstantiated scripture, that this planet, one where even the air itself attempts to rebuke them, is theirs. I can assure you that it is not. Nycos belongs to us, the people of this world. From the beggar to the king, from farmer to artisan, from Eladrin to Scorn, from Grim to Secgen, it is ours, and it is ours to defend. We need not desperately defend for long. Our enemy cannot remain in the sky for long, and once they fall, so will their ability to destroy our cities. I ask that we put aside our differences for a time, so that we can remember those differences later. I ask that even the Vales themselves, from the reds who do not see black, from the whites who do not see blue, from the yellows who do not see indigo, and for all the rest, all 11 of us, to set aside our differences and unify. In this moment, we do not fight for control, we are not fighting for freedom, and we do not fight for truth. We will fight for our very right to have our differing opinions. I entreat you, all millions of you, to do these 3 things. First, protect you and your neighbor. Not all of Nycos breeds warriors, and not all of us will be able to face the enemy head-on, nor should they. Your first task will be to keep you and your Nycosian brethren safe. Nycos is neither its cities nor its monuments. It is its people and their magic. Second, unify. Find your neighbors, establish strongholds and hidden alcoves, where people can rally and gather. Muster your strength so that you may direct it towards those who would hurt us. Third, attack. Seize every moment, every opportunity. No victory is too small, no strategy completely out of bounds. Every step we can take against our 300,000 strong enemy is every step that should be taken, for they will take every step they can against us. You'll find that though they wield weapons that can kill quickly from afar, they are cowardly and ignorant of our power. I assure you, we will not go quietly into this night. We will not vanish from this land. We are going to survive, and when it all ends, thrive. If you choose to follow my advice, then I welcome you to the Nycosian Defense Force. I welcome all of you with open arms to the Rainbow Vale. I welcome all of you to the gathering of magic. Nycos forever.
Well, there you have it. Our reporters have sought sources from within the Veritas Veil, the Indigo Veil. The Order of Veritas has ascertained and confirmed that this document is accurate, this recording is accurate, and according to the written documents that they have found pertaining to it. There have been those from the Miri Confederation who have argued that the document is prejudicial to their peoples, and have argued that they want equal time for the second broadcast. But as of yet, no electronic or no recording, no technomatic. pardon my French there. There's been no technomatic samplings or recordings of that ill-fated second broadcast. So it appears that the first broadcast is indeed accurate, and it does call into question the very status of our Mir relatives. So do be careful out there and be concerned with that. Additionally, to continue with the information that we have about the strangers in the strange land, the articles of the actual miracle that is claimed to have happened there over the last short period have not yet been verified. It does appear that this is a visitation of a great blessing to the Eldrin people from the goddess Miri. Of course, this is only in the framework of what the people of Potiphar are saying, and so there is a lot yet to be determined. And as this is, again, only in the frame of reference in the world of Nycos, we have no verification of this claim. We will gain access to whatever personnel we can in order to establish the details of this happening. But as it is now, word is starting to spread far and wide of the validity of the Rainbow Veil and a resurgence in interest about this first speaker, this first broadcaster, this Ralgrim, the first Chromate. Alrighty, so the next point is that the evidence now has also been established and at least formally reported to the authorities in the city of Potiphar, claiming that the governance of Potiphar may be suffering from levels of corruption not yet seen in this iteration, and even to the point of suggesting that the currently elected mayor may actually be colluding with the enemies of civilized peoples and even taking advantage of the plight of the Primus Eldrin that have made their way down from the Firefall region looking for solace and protection, and apparently are being misused. This evidence has been filed in the first Chromate court of Potiphar, as well as a petition being sent to the imperator for his judgment about this, to make sure that this is handled legitimately by the currently recognized government of the region. Now, they did bypass, ironically, the leadership of the kingdom of Gondor, of Gondor, yeah, those pikers, but rather of Gildor. And so we will be looking for more information on the Gildor nobility's response to being overlooked, and to also consider what the Middle Kingdoms might have to say about this. Next thing to point out is that there has also been the sighting of a lone eagle over the city of Potiphar in the last few days, suggestive of a herald of some sort or a champion of some sort. We have not yet had any interviews with any of the enjoined in the region, but we will attempt to bring some of that to you this week as well. Moving now to the peoples of the Skyffborne. We can do a quick move transit here. And that is the group that was centered in Bastion. Last week, as you may recall, they had issues with their vessel's hull and had to return to Bastion for major repairs. And in the process, they also made a name for themselves somewhat by being questioned by one of our reporters, and it appears that they may have assaulted that officer of the press, but we have been assured by that agent that he is not pressing any charges against them. So that on the front, that's fairly good. The group was seen dispatched once again on their way northward. When asked where they were headed, they did verify they were on their way to what they call one of the last ziggurats, whatever that means. And so as we gain additional information on that action, we will report it. By the way, the stock prices on Nerf has gone up significantly, and therefore many of the ranchers and farmers are beginning to liquidate some of their population in order to capitalize on this. And 2 or 3 of the great restaurants of Bastion have reported they're going to be adding new diners across the country under the previously franchise name Quirkies. So we will give you information on the location of your nearby Quirkies as soon as those are available as well. Finally, we come back to our main story. We have already mentioned the return of the crew of the Arcan Eye, in particular a lone survivor. I repeat, a lone survivor has been recovered and is currently being protected by the peoples of the Bylon Empire, someplace near their capital. As their capital has not yet been visited this iteration, we do not know specifically where that location is on the map, and we do not have any further word about it other than there were a considerable number of new species and even several languages, which apparently the extent of the several months that they were missing resulted them in picking up the local language and are offering educational opportunities for those that might want to learn it. The Bylani people are looking for additional funding for the possibility of creating a major expedition to pursue and follow up on the activities of this particular agent. For those that may not be aware, her name apparently is Valkyrie and will be available for interviews in the next week or so, and we endeavor to get one of those reports for you as quickly as possible. So that covers the basis of the information that we have at this point for the Nycos Nightly News. I want to thank you for being with us. I'm Jonathan Albin. This is the Nycos RPG site and Nycos News Network. Thank you, and I will see you in our next report.